Thanks, Anne. Not many get teaser trailers these days. I'm going to again start with being honest with you. I'm fucking bored by talking about AI in 2018. You know why? Let me ask you a question. How many of you have during this week used some kind of machine learning or AI application? Raise your hand. Okay. How many of you have used Facebook during this week? WhatsApp? Yeah. So you get my point, maybe. So you don't maybe even realize that you are already using these tools. And my gut feeling is that we need to now move on to the realization that we are already living in a world where AI, machine learning, all this is day-to-day life. It's like talking about how mobility will change the way of business. When's the last time you heard that? In the 90s? Yeah? We are in a world where AI is here. You are already using it. And focusing on just AI is like focusing on mobility or some other technical advancement in the history. We need to move on and realize what this means when we realize that this is the world that we are actually living in, and start leveraging what it facilitates. So today, I'm talking to you about augmented professionals and leadership. So the question is, will AI and the full business automation it enables, in fact, change the way that we lead? What do you think? Do you believe that it changes anything? And if so, what does it do? And some of the questions when I asked this from the people that I work with are like this. So are we to be orchestrators of some faceless machine? Is it the machine that we are leading? Or does leadership exist in a space where AI and automation are dominant? Where do we need leaders if there's the machine that does all the work? And is the machine actually taking over? Will there be humans to lead in the first place? Will the leader be a machine? My gut feeling is that this is a relevant question 20 years from now, maybe. But the reality is, the current winner in the business scene is not a machine, and it's not a human, but the combination of the two. And this is what we see. This is where we are at the moment. It's not that, okay, AI is coming. We are not there. It's not that AI will be the thing to drive our business. That's further in the horizon. But currently, what we see, regardless of the industry, regardless of what is your actual maturity that you perceive yourself, we already have all these professionals within each of your organization, of professional who's leveraging some kind of machine learning, AI capability, regardless of whether they understand it or not. But this still has implications. And for the leader, if you think about yourself, if you're in a leadership position, does this mean that when you have AI, machine learning capabilities, do you have some kind of robotic head on your desk that you will relay your business questions? Hey, AI, tell me, where are we going? Please, tell me. That's not going to happen. It's going to be implemented in a way that the leader doesn't realize that he is leveraging AI. That will be the reality. It's like You don't think about your ERP system or CRM system. You get some results from those, and then you're presented the results in different ways. But you don't think about from day to day that, okay, now I'm leveraging the ERP system. It's going to be the same with AI. But still, you need to realize some things. And as I said, the first one is that in the current landscape of business, a professional with AI wins both AI and a professional operating individually. So as a leader, you need to understand how are these professionals actually doing this? What are the ways that they are using the AI and all the other digital systems to be able to support them through leadership? So what does it mean to be a leader in this space then? What changes? What does a machine need to be efficient? It needs a purpose. And this is exactly the same that the augmented professional is now looking from you as a leader. A clearly set purpose for the work. And trust me, I know, I've seen this. If you go into an organization, here in Finland especially, and you ask anyone at any workplace, what's the purpose of your work? What's the purpose? What's the value that you're actually bringing today to the people that you're working with, regardless of whether they are clients or your colleagues? What's the purpose of your work? And they start describing all the metrics and KPIs that they are trying to fulfill. But that's not the answer. It's just the process of what you are doing. It's not the purpose, not the end goal, not the meaning of your work. And this is where we are lacking at the moment the most. Identifying the actual purpose which drives our business further. A machine needs a purpose. You can't operate a machine if you don't have an objective and the key results. I know many of you, familiar faces here, who are working in process industry. You will know a machine needs a purpose, it needs an objective, and the key results so that we can know if it does work or not. And this is the same in leading humans who are actually augmented professionals. We need a set of clearly defined criteria for success and failure. Do we have this at the moment? How many fields in your work that you actually have this? Do you have a clearly defined criteria for your success or failure? Do you have an object? Do you know where you are going? How does it support your organization in getting where they are actually going to? Do you know? Raise your hand if you do, please. Yeah, exactly. And still you are doing work in organizations which are trying to achieve something for your clients. Do you feel this is boring? You don't need to raise your hands. I do. And this is why I'm talking about this today. Because in the world where we have all these professionals augmented with AI, machine learning, all that digital stuff, it becomes crucial. Because now we're also competing you are not only competing together against yourselves here in Finland, but we also have companies coming from China, Vietnam, Africa. Companies who can now leverage all these digital tools, AI, neural networks, machine translation to be able to provide services in Finnish on the Finnish market. We have those already. And this is just the first line. And here today, when I ask you, what is the purpose of your work? 10 people rose their hands. Do you think that the Chinese don't know what's the purpose of their work? At least the companies who are coming to the Finnish market. Do you really think that they are not ready Oh, they have this. So I'm going to leave you with two thoughts today. One of them is that inability to define the purpose of your business precedes your extinction. Does somebody disagree? The market is changing. Yesterday, I was talking about security and comfort in the changing landscape. And I was talking about things that we are doing to ourselves to keep us safe in the Finnish market. There's regulation. There's the sense of obscurity, the language that we use. Nobody is able to provide services in Finnish market. We are here, we are close to the clients, blah, blah, blah. It's all going to fail. Regulation will change. It's not going to keep you safe. Look at Uber. We tried to regulate Uber out of the Finnish market. But what do you know? The regulation changed. Uber is back. Who's keeping the companies safe through regulation? No one. It's a slow process of just trying to slow down the inevitable extinction of companies who are not ready for the next market. And I'm telling you, it's here already. You know it. What are you doing? And how can you compete against this? What's the sort of mindset and what are the answers then? How do you compete in such an environment? What do you do? As a leader, what do you do? Where do you start with? And what is the function of a leader in this kind of environment? It's the focus. You need to start with the focus on where you are, where you want to go, what are your abilities, and start with that. You don't need to have the objective right now. It's hard. But you need to be able to focus. And as a leader, your main function to facilitate the work, to getting to actually knowing where you are going, how do you measure success on your pathway to that objective? First of all, a leader needs to be there and help your organization focus on something that you can actually leverage in bringing value to your clients. And realizing there's no advantage in doing what everybody else is doing. Who disagrees? Do you think that you can buy yourself on the way to success? Can you buy it? Is there something available? Is there an app that you can buy for your business to succeed? Of course, there are applications that you can use to do your invoicing or some other trivial tasks. Use those. But what is the edge that you're actually leveraging on the market when you know that the Chinese and the Africans and Southern American companies, they are coming and some of them are already here, if you didn't realize? Your industry is at risk. What's your edge? Do you know what's your edge? Really? Nobody else is going to help you here. No one. You need a leader who's focused, and you need to be able to identify what are we going to do different from everybody else? And why is it that nobody coming from China or Sweden or somewhere else, why is it that they couldn't compete with us? What is it? What are we able to do better to achieve this edge? You need focus. And you need the mindset. You need this as a poster on your wall. Repeat it 3 times before you go to work each day. Repeat it to your colleagues. Make sure that everybody is on board. Make sure that the next time you see me on stage, you are able to raise your hand when I ask, do you know your purpose? Yeah. It's going to be sad if there's 10 people in the next time when I'm speaking. Oh, fuck. Yeah. So Again, circling back to the AI and all the big subjects that you have seen this before today, anything can be automated. Anything. Anything. There are no limits there. No. If you have today followed anything at all, and why I started with saying that this is boring. This is boring. I've been here for 2 years speaking about AI in several events, and today I was like, well, fuck it. It's like, again, the same things, the same examples of what's achievable. There's like 2 examples of doing facial and character recognition and all that. It's doable. Whatever you can think of, you can pretty much automate. The only question is that, does it make sense for our business to automate it? Do we leverage an edge by doing this automation? You need to be able to focus on what is it then that we can do to keep ourselves unique. Because this is reality. I can't help you any further. It's like, this is the question that you need to walk out with. I can help you in trying to find the focus. And the focus can be found when you think about, what are everybody else doing? How do we know? We need to follow the market. We need to open up a little bit. We need to have these APIs to get the information flowing. We need to participate in some kind of a digital value chain, operate there, open ourselves up to learn more, to get the data from the other participants, learn, get knowledge, become better, and then come back to this. They are automating this and that. What are we going to do? We need to automate something, but we also need the edge, or we will become extinct. Thank you.